Yo, what it do, YouTube? It's your boy ColtsTalk. We are back with another video. Today we're going to talk about Sam Ehlinger. Does he deserve a roster spot on the Colts? This could be a controversial one, but I think we all know the solid answer for this is yes. I believe Sam Ehlinger deserves a roster spot. But here's the tricky part. On the Colts roster, it's going to be tough because no roster really keeps three quarterbacks going into the season, so we can possibly see Sam Ehlinger being moved somewhere else. The possibilities before this video might release, or maybe after, he might can get cut, or he can land back on the practice squad and just have to sit there until something unfortunately happens. But I can see the odds of Sam Ehlinger going somewhere else to actually have a legit shot of seeing the field. I think it'll probably be a better move in my opinion personally. Now, of course, we're going to get these comments where it comes into Sam Ehlinger being better than Nick Foles. And I would like to address a previous scenario when we didn't have a backup quarterback and veteran QB was the big question going into Colts locker rooms and conversations going into the seasons. A veteran backup would be a good idea because most teams are doing that. And now when Sam Ehlinger has a good preseason, a lot of people are steering away from Nick Foles and saying Sam Ehlinger should be the legit backup. He can be the future. All these things. And I agree. I love Sam Ehlinger's game. How much he improved. He's a dog. He's a dog. He's gotten so much better from when we first seen him. But I will not discredit Nick Foles' ability to go in and be a veteran and actually win some games as the QB if he has to. His previous experience has shown that. Can he lead a franchise? Absolutely not. But can he be a quarterback to hold you over for a few games if he needs to step in? Yes. For Sam Ehlinger's part, we haven't seen that yet. So I'm not 100% confident of putting him in that position over Nick Foles at all. I'm not. But if you're putting him on a younger team that is developing and looking for potential in QBs without having their starting QB or having one that can pretty much, fight for QB1 as like per the Seattle Seahawks. We brought this up in our conversation on Twitter. We brought this up in conversation as Seahawks could be in a legit team that he can go into that room and outdo anybody. Geno Smith, Drew Lock, Jacob Eason. I feel like Sam Ehlinger could be QB1 in Seattle. Like I said, is it possible? Probably not. But there are multiple teams out there that can use a legit backup too. I feel like the Colts brought in Nick Foles and paid him that money to be QB2. Now, of course, he struggled, but I mean, it is preseason. We're not really losing our hair and stressing out over these things. The only thing we're really stressing out over is the offensive line. But that's a conversation for another day. But Nick Foles, we have no worries about that situation. Even Matt Ryan had a few moments where he just wasn't there, but we're not worrying about that. Sam Ehlinger balled out, and he did what he had to do because he know how important his preseason is to this roster. He has to go crazy. He has to ball out because he wants to make the roster. His spot is not solidified. Nick Foles and Matt Ryan's spot is solidified. Hands down. I don't see Nick Foles getting cut. Not with the contract that the Colts gave him. I don't see him getting cut. And I don't see him losing his spot to Sam Ehlinger. Now, like I said, it would be a joy to keep Sam on the roster as a QB3, but the odds of that are very, very low. So, like I said, I can see Sam Ehlinger going somewhere else and being a legit QB2 or even a QB1 somewhere else. Like I said, there are teams that's losing backup quarterbacks, and Sam Ehlinger can gladly just step in and replace that spot. Like I said, Sam Darnold in Carolina, he tweaked his ankle. He's going to be fine, but, that's a huge question mark. Washington, with their backup scenario, Sam Ehlinger can definitely walk in. Dallas, with their backup QB scenario, he could walk in there. Like I said, there's a few teams that can use Sam Ehlinger's role and actually use him besides the Colts. The Colts is not the only team in the NFL. There's a legit shot for Sam Ehlinger elsewhere. Even Chicago, I can use them. Chicago can use Sam Ehlinger. Justin Fields can be a huge question mark going into the season, and they can put him in there, and Sam Ehlinger can go crazy in Chicago. But those are all those things. You guys let me know in the comment section. Does Sam Ehlinger deserve a roster spot in Indianapolis? And is he QB2? Is he better than Foles? Let me know all these things in the comment section. This is Marcus, and until next time, you've been Culture Shock.